bestseller with MMA UK, In the Girls Corner, and Existence Plus magazine. And I am here speaking with my friend, Alesha Zappitella. Alesha Half-Pint Zappitella, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing really well. It hasn't been a very long time since we spoke last. You had what I would say was an amazing performance, being one, a lot. I'm watching you fight, and I'm like, this girl has the hardest chin I've ever seen in my entire life. Walk us through that fight that you had.
Well, Viviani was a lot bigger than me, which I really wasn't aware of, but that's okay. I went in there and I fought as hard as I could. She hit me harder than I think I've ever been hit before. And I guess it was a nice learning experience for me. Near the end of the fight, I realized that I wasn't going to win the fight, so I started throwing absolutely everything that I had at her. Because, I guess if I'm going to lose, I'm not going to lose easy.
Facts. Facts. Now I remember hearing them say that was your plan, that you were going to stand up with her, and you were going to bang with her, which, most people know that you're a wrestler. So was that just something that you were going to, no matter what, you were going to stick to that game plan, try what you could, do it, and at least do it in that manner?
Actually, I was going to go in and do whatever I felt was necessary, and I had a really hard time taking her down because she was really strong. Yeah. But it was good because I got to see where I'm lacking and come up with other ways to take people down if my regular takedowns aren't working. And I noticed some mistakes that I was making. And, I just kind of learned from it.
And you got some crazy, let's just say, offers out of that. Most people, you would say, they'll get a loss and, they kind of, fade a little bit for a little while. That happens a lot. But like I said, you had a very exciting performance. So you have a huge fight coming up with RIZIN. But that's just like a couple weeks after your last one. Tell us about this. You're fighting, I know I'm going to butcher her name, Kana Asarkar. I can't pronounce her. I tried to find how to pronounce it. There was nowhere.
Well, the RIZIN matchmaker was actually at my last fight, and I got to talking with him while I was there. He came up and talked to me after my fight, and I had a really good feeling about it. And I was like, I think something great is going to come from this loss. I know a lot of people, they take losses hard, but I've been wrestling since I was 5. I'm used to losing, and I'm used to learning from it. This is the first time I've ever done that as a professional. My amateur record wasn't that great. It was kind of a learning curve for me, but once I got down to 105, I just went pro because it kind of made sense. But, they contacted Shannon Knapp shortly after Shannon presented the fight to us, and we looked her up, and I'm really excited about the matchup. I've never fought a wrestler before, so it's going to be exciting.
I think that'll be a really exciting fight for you for just multiple reasons. Now, you fought overseas before. You had won the Kunlun Atomweight Championship over there. So I know that this shouldn't be too much of a rough experience with the jet lag. And a lot of people, they get a little caught up, so to speak, in all of that with the traveling overseas. But you've done it.
Yeah. I love going out and performing in front of new audiences. Japan has always been a place that I've always wanted to fight. They respect their fighters so much more than America does, and it's really exciting. But I got some sponsors to cover a couple of days extra, so I'm actually flying out a week early. So this way I have enough time to adjust and get used to their time zone. Yeah, I know I've fought overseas before, but it wasn't Japan. I'm really excited.
It's huge, and it's super exciting. And I mean, it just speaks to who you are as a fighter that happened after a loss. I mean, you have more heart than anybody I've seen in a really long time. And a lot of people took that away from your fight. They're like, well, that girl has an iron chin because Vivian could not knock you out.
Oh, yeah. I went out there and I proved that, no matter what, at the end of the day, I'm a warrior, and I learned stuff about myself. I love to fight. You know, I already knew that I loved martial arts, but I learned that I love to fight. So
even right, and that's, I mean, if you could take a hit and come back hard, you know, a lot of people, you see it. People take a hard hit and they took a stake, and it was like you were like, yeah, motherfucker, let's go, you know. Like,
exactly.
It turned you on. You were like, up, light a fire under my ass, and now we're going. But I mean, what is that like? You know, you get in the cage, you've been in there with so many different girls, and then you get somebody like Vivian that's coming down in weight, it's a full weight class, I believe, maybe, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And you get hit the hardest you ever have, but you didn't get knocked out. It didn't take you out. So that's got to be an incredible experience and feeling for you.
Oh, it was an amazing experience. Even though I lost, I felt like I went out and I did the best that I could. I would fight her again down the line. You know, maybe not my next fight or a couple fights from now, but I'd fight her again. You know, I think that I learned a lot about myself, and, you know, not most people can come out of a hard loss like that.
Well, and again, you mentioned, and I know that you're a wrestler, and I know that is been a lifelong career for you. So there had to have been ups and downs, which again, like you said, you're able to take that loss and say, okay, well, you know what, let's just go back to the drawing board. Let's learn from this. Let's see where we can tweak things, or, you know, whatever the case may be. And that's huge. You know, you got a really great fight IQ. Plus you have a great team behind you too.
Thank you. Yeah. I mean, I was in the gym, not the next week, so I had to let my face heal, but the week after that Monday.
You look fantastic, by the way.
Thank you. I was in the gym, and, you know, the first thing that I asked my coach, all right, I need a high shot, because my low shots weren't working. You know, like I'm constantly just trying to improve. And I feel like for a little while, I kind of got a little bit stagnant, and, you know, I was comfortable in what I know and what I do. And I'm having to kind of change and add some stuff.
That is awesome. I mean, and the fact that you can and acclimate and learn and, you know, take it and tweak it, and you listen and apply it. And again, that speaks to your wrestling pedigree, at least in my personal opinion. So that's just beyond insane and awesome. And now RIZIN is similar to Invicta in the fact that it's very the show before the show. Are you so excited for that? Because, like, I see when Gabby Garcia comes out, it's like insane. I imagine she's on that fight card.
What? Wait, what?
Imagine Gabby Garcia's on that fight card with you.
It would be amazing. Like,
she is awesome.
I absolutely love the production of it. I think that everything, like, leading up to fight day, like media day, interviews and all the radio talk, like the talk show and everything, it gets me ready to fight. Like, it gets me fired up. So I'm really excited that RIZIN's kind of the same way.
Yeah, they do. They have I mean, I watch it all the time. I see the PR that they do, and they do a fantastic job. So not only are you now going to be known all over the United States and all over the world as you are, now you have Japan, and you're going to have, because they love the atom weights over there. You know, I don't like to sound stereotypical, but they're very tiny people. So for them, this is a great opportunity for you.
Yeah, I'm really excited, because I know UFC doesn't have my weight class yet, and it's not in the talks, so I might as well get in good with the people that appreciate my weight class and that, you know, love us and give us the opportunities that we deserve.
And it is, and it's huge. And I know that they do a lot of crossovers, RIZIN, with Bellator and Invicta, which is just so great for you guys, because at the end of the day, Invicta's on Fight Pass, right? So they can only have so many events, as they're going to run into every other event. Right. So to be able to, you know, have a promoter like Shannon that's going to turn around and say, let's get you into another, that's huge. That's just gigantic.
Yeah, I love it. That was one of the things that drew me to it, because I didn't want to be limited to just Invicta. Like, I love Invicta, they treat me great, but if I have another big opportunity, having somebody that's completely behind me is like, yeah, I would love to see you have that opportunity. I mean, it only looks good for Invicta, and, you know, doing the crossover, you know, it only gains
fan base
exposure.
Yeah, on everybody's end, not just even, you know, your end, I can't pronounce her name, Canna, on her end. It's just going to bring, and that's the beautiful thing about martial arts and mixed martial arts, is that it brings so many fans together to where they didn't, know that person or see that person or even the promotion. So I love that. And I think it's going to be great for you. You have a look. The hair looks awesome and on point.
Thank you.
I know they're going to love that over there.
Yeah. I've already gotten so people from over in Japan were posting stuff about me, and I was just kind of reposting it with I don't know what they're saying, but thank you for thank you for supporting me. And then I had a lot of people messaging me this is what they said, and a lot of people were saying that they loved my hair. So
they love crazy colored hair. They love very vibrant things over there. So you'll fit in just perfectly over there.
Good.
Now, I know we've talked about this so many times. 2020 is around the corner. Is that in the stars for you, or you're still just whatever happens, happens?
I definitely want to get qualified.
I am so excited. That, and again, that's just going to be gigantic for the sport as a whole. Because, you have all these wrestlers coming into the sport. Aaron Pico started out wrestling and boxing. So I feel like it's just going to bring more awareness to the sport as a whole, and more that people should have a huge wrestling foundation.
Yeah, I agree. Last time I went to a wrestling tournament, I had quite a few people actually come up to me and telling me that they're just fans of me from MMA and they're taking pictures with me. So it's really nice. I don't know.
I think it's awesome. I mean, you can't beat that. You have Kayla Harrison, who made the transition. Was it DC fucking Olympic wrestler? There's a whole bunch of them. So I think it's I think it's great. I think it's important. And speaking of important, you guys have the ladies camp going on, coming up soon in August over at SFS. Tell us a little bit about that, because I already told James I would love to interview a bunch of people, see what their experience was. If I can make it out, I'm coming.
It would be awesome if you could make it out. Basically, SFS tries to put on a big mega camp for women fighters, and any professional fighter should message, any women professional fighters should message my coach, James Gray. I think it's free lodging, free transportation. There's a lot of free stuff. It's free to do it. It's literally just to build the sport and get women involved and kind of empower us. The first year that I was at SFS, we had a huge mega camp. We had girls from Finland, and I don't really know where else, all over the country. I met Tanya Evinger there. That was where I met Stephanie Alba. And what's her name? Tiffany Masters. I met her there too. Two girls that I've fought, but still, I think it's a great thing. Great exposure.
It is, and it's important because at the end of the day, you guys gonna end up fighting each other, or have, but the fact that you guys can grow and make each other better as an athlete and as a person is absolutely huge. And I know you guys have a lot of killers over there, so I can't see it not being awesome. I saw Pam Bam's going. Love her. Yeah,
I'm excited about it. I think that just getting to know other women that do the same thing that I do, it's great, because it's kind of hard to be able to find other women that are able to identify and actually understand what you're going through. And even if it's just for a week, having all of those supportive women around me is just amazing.
Absolutely.
I think that Andy Wynn might be coming out, and maybe KGB. I'm not sure, but
that could be. I know that they cross train with you guys, so I definitely can't not see them coming out for that.
Yeah.
And then we know you got Amanda Bobby Cooper over there, so she's always fun to watch, and I know she's got a big fight coming up. I can't remember against.
She does.
Who was it against? Because I can't. Do you know who it's against?
I don't remember.
Jamie Cannon, because I'm friends with both of them. So I was like, oh no way, that is gonna be a fire fight.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be
Those
good.
are two monster ladies. I'm so excited about that. But back to your fight. I've seen you've done a lot of more strength and conditioning. It looked like. Tell us a little bit about that. I know I've seen you, all over the place with your BF. Working out with him, which we know couples that train together stay together. So talk about that a little bit.
Well, I had a I have a strength and conditioning coach. I worked with him for the Jillian DeCourcy fight. The Amber Brown fight, I wasn't making enough money, so I couldn't really do that then. But now I'm back training with him every single day, even out of fight camp. We do a lot of like retraining our nervous system. We're doing a lot of stuff that people don't really do. Like he targets very specific muscles. Like he runs us through a whole body test just to see what we're lacking, and then he puts us through very specific workouts that like a lot of us that train together are wrestlers, and like we have a lot of the same problems because we grew up, you know, like wrestling. And so like I have a bad lower back, but it's not because my back is like, it's not because my lower back is weak, it's because of the other muscles surrounding it. So and then like I kind of walk with like my feet go in when I walk sometimes, so it's strengthening muscles to get them to go back out. And like a big thing that he talks about is you can tell a lot about a fighter by their feet, and it's something that I've picked up on too after he's talked about this. And it's just kind of retraining our balance, and just it's pretty advanced stuff, and not a lot of people are doing it. It really helps. I'm actually the best athlete I've ever been, and I've wrestled since I was 5, so it's kind of crazy.
That's incredible, and it makes a lot of sense, because you know, it's when I went out and had my shoulder injuries, my back was in so much, and it was not even where I was injured, but because I have so much muscles on my stomach, and I was still able with my legs, and my legs are gigantic now comparatively to everything, which is like not normal to me, but everything else was weakened because I was constantly, you know, I couldn't use my shoulders and I couldn't do certain things. So I was kind of overcompensating and building everything else up. So I get that. And now like I'm trying to concentrate on the little, like, I'm like, okay, well, I see this definitely. So I was actually thinking about that. I trained with somebody once who was a strength and conditioning coach. And I was like, you know what, I think I should contact him, because at the end of the day, even though I don't fight, I want to look great, you know, and there's something to be said for that. And I also would love to, you know, start kickboxing again one day soon. So to be in that shape is just smart anyway. So I think that that's a huge importance for people, you know, to be able to strengthen everything and have somebody go, nope, this is what we need. This is what we got to do. This is what we got to correct. That's big.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, I mean, we do foot exercises. Like I roll up towels with my toes. Like it's interesting how much that actually like changes something, or like putting your hand in like rice. Like I know that Conor McGregor does that, like for strengthening like certain muscles, like the knockout muscle.
Yep. No, and that's absolutely true. The little things that you can do, and the little manipulations and movements with your hands and your feet, a lot of people don't get that. I was a gymnast, and I know that you have to have really strong balance and very strong feet, and you have to be, your hip, everything has to be there. Your center of gravity has to be there. So it's funny because you look at a gymnast, and every single one that I know has like man hands. And they all have weird feet. You know what I mean? And ugly feet, because you build them up. I've had people joke around, you got some. I'm like, well, yeah, I do, but you know, they're strong. We're never going to be feet models. We're never going to be hand models.
Right.
And it's like, if that's what we were looking to do, you know. Do you have any new tattoos since the last time I spoke with you?
I do. I have a tattoo of a baby Ganesh. Let me see if I can.
No, look. Wait, I have Lord Ganesh.
What? That's awesome.
Yep, I have Lord Ganesh. That is so funny, and almost exactly the same spot.
That is awesome.
Oh my gosh. Now, what is the meaning behind baby Ganesha? Because I would love to know that.
It's still the same thing. Still the same meaning as Ganesh. I just thought the baby Ganesh was cuter. And I'm also gonna get a Buddha and a Shiva, so I kind of wanted one of them to be kind of cutesy.
I like that. I like that. And I love what stuff represents. Most people don't know.
Exactly. I love the stuff that it represents, and it's kind of a big deal that I got that after my first loss.
I was just going to say that. Success in the face of opposition. A lot of people they'll ask me, and I've actually had people that are Hindu and Indian come up, they're like, oh, I know why you got Lord Ganesh, and it's a reason, you know. Like, I have tattoos that don't have reasons, but most of them do, and I know you do too. You have your chess pieces. Well, you have the queen, correct?
Yeah.
And talk a little bit about that in case anybody doesn't know, because we talked about that a long time ago.
Well, my chess piece, it's black and white. If you can tell, like, I'm not gonna get this colored in red until I'm a black belt, because right now it's just technically black and white, not a black belt. But you know, jiu-jitsu is basically human chess. A high level match can be won from literally the first move, from the first person to take initiative. It's about making your opponent make the correct mistake, especially like at such a high level. Like, everybody knows how you're going to set up for something or how you're going to defend for something. So it's almost like making someone make the correct mistake to step into your trap so you can take advantage of it.
I like that. I like that. The way that you can sit there and associate the two. And it's true. You know, it's also a mind game, mental warfare.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
You know, and again, you know, being able to, not only that, but it's funny because I equate it to pool. Being able to have a defensive stance is huge, and being able to keep yourself from getting hurt or hit or whatever, or keep, you know, your opponent from taking points from you because, you know, they're taking the balls off the table. So for me, you know, the defensive game is just as strong as having, you know, aggressive offensive fight game.
What's funny is, kind of to switch topics, kind of not, that we're talking about defensive. Going back to my fight, I'm really excited to fight a wrestler because I'm a way better defensive wrestler than an offensive wrestler. And I know that she's going to shoot on me. And I'm excited for that.
I was going to say, you've been wrestling since you were 5. I don't see that ending well for her. And that's huge, especially being, you know where your skill's at. And watching her footage and knowing what she's going to do, that's just, you know, perfect formula for success right there. Talk about your new sponsors that you have.
My newest sponsor is Go Cleveland Productions. I actually met him through, I saw that he sponsors Bobby, so I reached out to him because I was born in Cleveland, raised in Ohio. He's a really nice guy. He's a really good DJ if you're looking for a DJ for a wedding. But he actually was a roommate of one of my coaches in high school. So it's kind of cool that it came full circle. Let me see. I feel like I don't have any other new sponsors. I have a couple returning sponsors that I didn't have before, that weren't sponsors for my last fight, but had sponsored me in the past.
Awesome. Are you going to be changing up what you're going to be wearing for the fight? Any colors different? I think I see.
I'm a wrestler, so I'm a bit superstitious. So having a loss in my SMS fight kit, I'm taking that opportunity and I'm getting a nice fight kit made for me.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I kind of want something bright, kind of fun to go with my hair. Thinking of having a gladiator skirt type of kind of
I like that.
Yeah, I've never done that before, so I'm excited.
I like that, and it's different, and it's fun, and it'll go with the whole, you know, where you are, your hair, everything, the warrior. I definitely love it. I am so excited for you. Are you planning anything special for the weigh-ins, for anything different this time? Besides
no. I'm just gonna do what I normally do. Go out, buy a really nice dress, try to dress really nice.
Now you have a couple weeks out. I know you're either on weight or close to it, which has never been a problem for you. You know, speak a little bit about that, because a lot of people don't, you know, you see so many problems with weight cutting, and it kind of like, all right, well, if you're this far into the game, why is there still a problem? What do you do that keeps you on and close to fight weight all the time?
I work with my strength and conditioning coach all the time. I don't drink pop.
Me neither. I quit years and years ago.
Yeah, I don't really follow any specific diet. I eat what makes me feel good, and I eat organic as I can. I do like to treat myself every now and then. Like, if I have a hard practice, like, I'm gonna go out and buy a filet mignon. Like, I do try to treat myself. But then, or like Halo Top is like kind of
That's
vibe.
my new favorite. That's freaking I
Yeah.
just got introduced to one of my friends that trains. He's like, you gotta try this shit. It's awesome.
Yeah, I don't let myself get above a certain weight, and if I do, I know that the choices that I'm making are very wrong, and I have to kind of get back to it. But basically, working with my strength and conditioning coach keeps my weight down. This fight, atom weight over in Japan is actually 108, so I've been walking kind of heavier. I haven't tried to lose any weight at all yet, and I'm still only like 7 pounds over, so.
Which is awesome. I mean, that won't take you long to take that off at all.
Yeah, especially with like the flight and like that kind of carries weight, that takes all the stress off of me.
Absolutely. Now, how you're going a couple days early, you said?
I'm going 7 days early.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you going to do any sightseeing, anything like that while you're there, besides getting acclimated to being in Japan?
Probably. I don't have any plans yet, but I probably will. I actually have a friend out there that I met at my last fight.
Really?
So Elias has a photographer that follows him around and or videographer. He follows him around, kind of documents his life. And he's from Japan. So I messaged him and he was like, yeah, I'll be there. Anywhere in Japan, I'll be there. So it's really exciting that, kind of, it feels like this was meant to happen.
I agree with you. And that is awesome having a friend over there. That's just a big, big, big weight off. I got to imagine for you. And he could document it for you, which is even cooler.
Exactly, yeah.
Now, when you went overseas for Kunlun, was it a hard transition or not really at all?
Not really, because getting acclimated kind of was, getting to the time zone was, but other than that it wasn't. But they also had me in a 6-star resort, so everybody that was there, they had a translation thing on their phones. This way, if I couldn't convey what I needed to, they would just pull it up and there we are. Yeah. The food in China was not that great. We actually walked half an hour to a Pizza Hut.
Well, authentic Chinese food is very different than what we're used to in America. Japan, I'm assuming, will be a lot better for you. I know I would like the food a lot better over there.
I'm excited about it. I love Japanese.
You're going to get the cleanest sushi you'll ever have in your life.
Yeah. I hear that they have really good rice in Japan, so I'm excited.
They, everything from what I hear, I have friends that go over there a lot. I have friends that tattoo over there, and my girlfriend said it's just, you're never going to get the food that you're going to get over here. It's just not even in comparison. So I was like, can you just bring somebody back with you? We'll just pay a Japanese person to cook for us forever. It'll work. It'll be fine. But yeah, no, you should have a great time over there. And again, I mean, they are so much fun with their fashion and their style and everything else over there. So, I mean, and again, if you watch anything that RIZIN puts on, you could see it's, I don't want to call it a spectacle, but it can be in a good way sometimes. Spectacle could sound bad, but in a great way.
That's the way that it was in China too. So, I don't know. It's interesting just seeing the culture changes. I mean, when I was in China, they had people doing funny things between fights and making everybody laugh, and it was kind of nice. So I'm excited to see what it's like in Japan.
I think you're gonna be super surprised, and I think that you're gonna have a great time. I mean, so much fun things and fighters and great fighters have come out of there. I mean, it's the culture. Immersing yourself in everything, the history is just going to be impeccably amazing for you. And at such a young age, this has got to be I mean, how do you even top everything that you've done so far?
I don't know. I've always wanted to travel and see the world, and it's kind of amazing that I'm getting to do that because I'm chasing my dreams. I don't think I could be living a better life.
No, not too many people. I mean, and a lot of people would be apprehensive and probably scared. I mean, you're going overseas, you're going to Japan, you're fighting somebody in their backyard, jet lag, the flight, everything. So, but again, you're a fighter, you're going to want to take that fight wherever it's coming. At least I think that you should, if you're a fighter.
no, I agree. Like, I've definitely heard of fighters that are like, I don't like fighting outside of my home state. And I don't understand that at all. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. I want to seize every opportunity that comes my way.
Well, absolutely. And then you're just going to limit yourself to those fans or the fans, you know what I mean? And to be able to expand yourself as much as you can is just huge. And again, they love atomweights over there. So for you, this is as big of an opportunity. Well, next to fighting for the belt, which I can't see that. You beat this girl. I can't see that not being something in your future. Considering they already pulled you over there.
Definitely. Know? Yeah. I mean, I would love to fight in RIZIN multiple times after this. And I've talked to Shannon about signing another contract with them. So that's exciting. I love Invicta, and I love that they can work with other promotions as well.
Well, that's the cool part. So it's like you sign another contract with them, and you're able to fight outside of your contract if you want and can. And the fact that Shannon fights for you to be able to do that, again, I can't speak highly enough of her. I think that's just so awesome. And, you know, another amazingly awesome thing coming out of Invicta, having Caitlin Young fighting for the freaking championship belt.
I know.
It's huge.
Yeah.
She was their matchmaker. So I think for women, this is a gigantic, it's just as big as it can get for women in general, because any woman can go, not that Caitlin didn't fight before that, but women can sit there and go, wow, you can have two careers. You can do two things at once. And not only do them, but you could like, really, like, you could take it by storm and run with it. Because a lot of people go, oh, well, you know, what is that saying where you're the master of none, jack of all trades, master of none? I don't believe that. I believe that if you really focus on something, you can master a couple things at the same time, too.
Yeah, I think so, too. I'm so excited for Caitlin and Pam's fight. I love both women, so I can't really say who I want to win. I just want to see a good fight.
I know. I hear you. And then I heard, which was just really insane. I don't know if it's true, but there were so many rumors going around that they were going to pull Felicia from Cyborg's fight to have her fight Nunes. And I'm like, well, first off, that makes zero sense because Nunes just makes no sense. And two, why would they do that? You know what I mean? Like, that's
right.
And then they were like, oh, because then she'll go back and fight for the vacant belt. I'm like, that's just got to be a clickbait because that makes zero sense for either promotion. You know what I mean? And that, and at least in my personal opinion, I don't think it does.
Yeah, but I don't think so either.
Yeah, no. And, you know, we know we've spoken about Invicta making their way over to the East Coast, and I'm hoping they do. I mean, and again, you're making the rounds everywhere now. You're going all over the place. Is there any futuring you fighting for maybe, say, Bellator? Because I know they do cross promoting.
I asked about it.
Oh, you did?
But I got the Viviani offer first, and then a RIZIN offer. Because my teammate was actually the first atomweight fight in Bellator, and it was an early stoppage. And I was like, Coach, I would love to fight that girl. I would love to fight her and get that win for us.
Hey, you know, and why not do it in Bellator? I mean, you guys are both in Invicta, so you could do it there. I think that would be a fantastic fight. Absolutely.
Yeah. Plus, I would love to meet Chael Sonnen.
He is awesome, dude. He is so fucking awesome. He really is. You know, people could say whatever they want about him, and you know, I do think there's a big part of it that's an act. You know, and a persona. Watching him cry at the press conference was really eye-opening. I actually made, what was his name? Adam Borax. I made him cry. Everybody at the press conference was like, dude, you just made Adam Borax cry. I'm like, I didn't mean it. He's like, it's okay. I'm like, I'm so sorry.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I could have, and then he turned around. I'm like, well, I always wanted to be the Barbara Walters of MMA, so, you know,
That's funny.
Which you can't beat that, you know. So, Alesha, I wanted to thank you so much for taking some time today to speak to us about your fight career, Invicta, RIZIN, everything that you have going on. So I want thank anybody you can, anybody you want, teammates, coaches, you name it, the time is yours.
All right. So I want to thank my coaches, James Gray and Brian Fornacero and Dante Brown, and my strength and conditioning coach, Quentin Torres. They are the ones who've helped me the most, and they're there for me every day. I want to thank my training partners, Tabitha Ann, Sarah Jones, Aaron Hughes. Yeah, he actually became a part of my fight camp. I found a guy who used to train with us, and he's actually my size. He weighs like 120 or 125 daily. It's kind of perfect.
That is awesome.
Yes, big thank you to all of them. Huge thank you to my boyfriend Ty. He cooks dinner for me all the time.
Love it.
He helps keep me on track. Like, are you gonna go on a run this morning?
Oh,
I guess so. And then my mom and my dad and my brother, my family, because I want to be here.
Give your mom a shout out. She is awesome. She's always commenting, liking. She's like one of my favorites. I freaking love her. She's so supportive and she's so nice. I was actually just messaging my friend. I'm like, when someone's parents message you or comment, it's just like, it makes my day. It makes everything that I'm doing worth it,
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, my mom's great. My dad's great too. He's just not on social media as much. And then all of my sponsors, Go Cleveland Productions, Young Living with Paul, Roadhog Racing, Frank Verdi with Harbor Tattoo, Evergreen Lake Park. There is Clay Street Grill and Breakwall Barbecue.
Awesome. And where can everybody find you on social media?
Everyone can find me at Alesha Zapp on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Kept it nice and simple. Same thing. At Alesha Zapp.
Awesome. And we'll be sharing this all over the place. And again, I wanted to thank you, and I look so forward to seeing your fight for RIZIN. That's August 8th?
August 18th.
Oh, I saw the 8th. Didn't realize it was 18th. August 18th. We're all very, very super excited. Can't wait to see what you have in store in your future. And Alesha, I look forward to talking to you again.
Thank you. I look forward to it too.
You go, girl. Have a wonderful day. Kick some ass. And tell your boyfriend we all said hi. And thanks for training so well with you.
Of course.
Bye.